How much money have you made in the stock market?
In the stock market, I made about $500,000 last year.
Damn.
On top of the money that I've already made in business and e-com.
$500,000 stocks.
In options, it kind of varies. I've made about $100,000 in options.
Nice.
Because the thing is like options get you the money, but the real value is when you have that big money and you put it to work. Because you don't got to work as hard. Like options are great to run it up, but after a while, you don't want to be having to day trade all the time.
The Hatchett Way Podcast Season 2 is fire. Podcaster, Billy Legend. Season 2, the Hatchett Wade Podcast in studio edition. Hope you guys are enjoying season 2 so far. We've been bringing the heat, so let me know what's been your favorite episode so far. We've been bringing the heat. Today, my main man, father, proud father, dedicated husband, millionaire, real estate.
Spoken into existence, man, but yeah, real estate, all that stuff.
Author, 2-time author, all around cool dude. We've done a bunch of deals together, owned probably 7 houses together.
Over a long time span.
Yeah, years. Vending machine route together. Had a barbershop. We can talk about that too.
There's some ups and downs in this stuff. It's not always ups like people think.
Ups and downs.
Even if you're successful, it's not always ups.
That's how it goes. My man T. Billy, Charles Oglesby. What up, man?
How you doing?
Good seeing you, man. So I give you an intro, but tell people who you are.
Business owner.
Yep.
Been an investor my entire life. Stocks, real estate. We started the investment club. The investment club, we ran that up to about 300 members. Did it for free. And so I always tell people that you want to get value for free to kind of grow that brand.
That's important.
So we did that for like 2 years for free. Then we decided, hey, like we are seeing the power of bringing money together collectively, even if just like you're bringing in small money. Let's see what we can buy with real estate. And so we started buying homes in the Detroit market. People called us crazy, like, why are you buying homes in Detroit? And it panned out for us because Detroit is a great market. And people don't realize, like, it's a major city. You got 4 major sports teams. You got a hockey team, a basketball team, a baseball team, and a football team. All in the city. All the homes we bought are within a stone's throw of the city of downtown Detroit. And so grew that and then got into digital products. And so I always tell people that, like, you want to take action. You want to be doing things because then you can monetize what you've done. And so that's what I did. I started creating courses, working with you. Started the real estate course. We did investing as a group, I think. One of those. Yeah. We did a four-part session. Yeah. And then we also did the long-distance real estate investing course.
Did that.
So I was like, and then I also worked with Terry Igioma. So I was an affiliate for Terry.
You made money with that too,
didn't you? Made some money. Terry was paying my rent.
Shout out to Terry, our first in the studio.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is now Terry pays my mortgage. So it's like I have other streams that have grown, but the affiliate money still stays. And so
that's what's up.
Man, I always tell people, like, my undergrad degree is in finance, and so I went to college, Cal State San Bernardino in Southern California, got a degree in finance, joined Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. I was the president of the chapter for like 2-3 years, went on to be an MPHC council president for about a year until it was too much, and then became a financial advisor. So I got my Series 7, my Series 66 as a financial advisor. Worked with a company called Edward Jones at the height of the recession. And it was hard. We're out there trying to sell stocks to people who just got crushed with stocks.
And I had to be tough, yeah.
So like my mindset at the time was like, who would want to buy stocks now? But now when I saw this happen, when stocks got crushed through Corona, I was all in. And so I saw the opportunity. I was buying those cruise lines, those hotels, those airlines, stuff they said was never coming back. And I was able to double my money in that. So
I bought the stuff that I saw you tweet.
A lot of people have said that.
The AMC, all those ones you were just talking about, I got all those. I think you tweeted MBIS, was that you? That wasn't you. Okay, well I made some money off of that one. I don't know what it does, but that MBIS stock hit. How do you define yourself? People ask you, who are you?
I was giving that some thought. And somebody asked me, like, have you always been interested in business and investing? And in actuality, like, I've always been interested in a lifestyle. Like, I knew the life that I wanted to live. I knew the cars I wanted to drive, the hotels I wanted to stay in, the clothes I wanted to wear. And what I did is I looked at that, and I looked at the people that were doing that, and I started reverse engineering my life. It's like, okay, I remember I used to walk through downtown San Diego, and I would just go look at the high-rise apartments. And I asked her, I was like, what kind of people live here? And she was like, oh, you got your doctors, your lawyers, your engineers, your business owners. And I was like, okay, that's where we're going.
That's where we at with it.
And so then from there, I just started like researching and reading about business and investing. So of course, the Rich Dad Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, I tell people that any book with the millionaire in the title, I've read it. Like I
that's
just
deep.
digging through it. Automatic Millionaire, that
Paid
kind
off.
of stuff. I just studied that because that mapped to the lifestyle that I wanted. And so for me, how would I define myself? Just ambitious, hungry, like never satisfied.
That's deep. You're married. Congratulations on. How long you married?
5 years.
5 years. You were 28 or so?
When I was married, I was 30.
You got 30.
I'm turning 35 this year.
30, okay.
We got married in May.
How's married life?
It's growth. That's what I would say.
That's deep.
It's not always easy, but it grows you, man. Like the person that I've become since I've been married is way different, way more selfless, way more giving. And it's so funny, like just as recent as last night, I realized like for me, like I'm doing things that sometimes I don't want to do, but it makes me a better person. And a lot of times I'm just doing it to be an example for my son. And so like me being a better husband is in part serving my wife, but also making an example for my son so that he knows what he should be doing when he gets to that point. So married life has changed my life. It's made me more focused, more stable, more hungry, less all over the place.
Yeah.
Like you in Atlanta, like it's a lot of women.
There's a lot of women in Atlanta.
And like if you were out here trying to get all the women, like at one point in my life, I was trying to get all the women. I'm not even gonna lie, like when I was in college, when I was like 20 years old, like you're trying to get all the women. And you start to see that there's derivative aspects that you kind of detract from your success because you're just chasing so much. And so for me, I found growth in college because the woman that I'm married to, the one that I met in college, when her and I just said, all right, let's just do this. Like I'm not running around, I'm not out here trying to be all over the place. Let's just make it happen. And so my life took off. And so the same thing is true in business. And I tell all these young men, like, hey man, like you don't need to get all the women.
You talk about married more than, I don't know about more than anybody I know, but it's up there. You are a huge proponent. This is too personal, let me know. So your wife, is she working?
Not right now.
Okay.
She hasn't worked in like a year and 8 months.
A year and 8 months. So since she was like pregnant, halfway pregnant?
Yeah, like halfway pregnant.
How's that going for you guys?
I think it's going well. We put things in place to make sure she doesn't have to work.
Okay.
And so she was like, I want a new SUV. So we're out there looking at Mercedes-Benz SUVs. And I was like, well, we got this truck. Get the truck running, and then we can do it. So I don't know that I necessarily don't want her to work. I don't want her to work for another man.
Gotcha.
On some Dame Dash stuff.
Okay.
So I just wanted to work for the family. I wanted to be able to work
Family business.
remotely because if she's working for the family, she doesn't have to be in an office commuting.
Okay.
Because California is a big commute state. Like one of the biggest oppressive factors about having a wife, and one of the reasons why she stopped working is because it's tough to be driving and commuting and be pregnant.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So yeah, she hasn't worked, but I think that I've had to grow a lot bigger. So
Okay.
I've had to kind of put stuff in process. I mean, I'm doing a flip right now that should generate enough money for both of us for the year. So
Nice.
yeah, it's interesting.
Okay.
It's something different because I mean, I always tell people like my mom was a hustler.
Yeah.
So my mom's CPA, MST, grinding. And so when I first got married, that's what I was expecting. But that wasn't what she was that wasn't her perspective. And so that's the pivot that kind of requires in marriage. She's got to kind of figure it out.
That's deep.
Yeah.
How do you feel paying all the bills? Feel good? Don't like it? Like it?
You know, I just do it because it has to get done. You know, interestingly enough, and I don't know if people agree with me or not, but I base my life based on the Bible. And the Bible says that a man is supposed to provide for his children, right? And so for me, I think a lot of times as a culture, people think that like the man is supposed to provide for the family. And so a lot of women think that they're supposed to be just like kept. And so people can agree or disagree, but I think that the Bible also says that the woman is your helpmeet.
Yeah.
And so she's supposed to be your partner and you provide for your children. And so for me, sometimes I feel like in providing for my child, my wife also benefits. If that, like, that's just what I've experienced.
I got you.
Because now it's like I provide for my son, no doubt. Like he'll never, ever worry about anything. I was like, when he turns a certain age, credit card, 16 years old, 14 years old, I don't want you to worry about having to work a job. I don't want you to worry about any of that stuff. I just want you to live and do well and never have to worry about like, is there money to cover this? But I mean, we pay the bills gotta get paid, but I feel like in a certain respect, I'm taking care of my son. And that includes the household that we all live in. So I feel like it would be like, cause sometimes you struggle with like just providing for one woman because she's grown, she can do all these things for herself.
Yeah.
And so, like in the beginning of our marriage, that was a big struggle. It's like, okay, like you have an education, you have a college degree, you can do all these
You got a full-time
things.
job.
Why would you be sitting at home doing nothing?
And I covered.
Why aren't you hustling? Like, it's different now. But my son, he can't. He's helpless.
Yeah.
He can't go get a job. So I have to make sure that I provide for my son. That, like, I feel like it's just internally, you know what's right and what's not right, if that makes sense.
I got you.
And so for me, I've just seen that, like, my drive for my son is like none other. Like, my life changed when I had a son. My life changed when I had a wife as well, when I got married. And it's just different.
It's different with a son.
And so, of course, she benefits tremendously. She looks like no other now. She'd be going in the store like, oh, I just bought this, I didn't look at the price. I was like, did you see how much this costs?
It's your credit card?
I feel like there's derivative things that happen when you serve your purpose.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, like men who don't raise their children rob themselves. You're not even robbing the child. Men who don't raise their children make like half as much as those who do. Like statistically, I can show you. I've seen it, because when you stay present, you have to grow.
You gotta grow.
You gotta grow.
It forces you.
For me, there's no limit. I'm not like, okay, this is enough money for me. Like, no, it's no limit now. I gotta go. I have to keep hustling. I gotta keep grinding. I gotta keep pushing, because like, you can disappoint yourself a lot of times.
You can.
But you can't disappoint your seed. You can't have this young dude looking at you like, man, I could be doing this, I could be doing that, but you didn't fulfill your purpose. So it's like, it's easy to make excuses for yourself, disappoint yourself, but people from the outside are more objective. Whereas your son is objective. He's just like, bro, like, you had all this opportunity, what'd you do with it? But you can be like, oh, well, you know, it's the man, he holding me back, it's racism, it's this, it's that. You can tell yourself that, but your son just like,
you can't tell him that.
whether you produced or not.
What is an option?
Oh yeah, so an option is a derivative, and so what a derivative is, it's effectively a security that derives its value from the value of another asset.
Okay.
And so that asset with the stock market option is the stock market, but you have options on real estate, you have options on business contracts. An option is basically just like a contract that fixes your price. And so options aren't just exclusive to the stock market. But what I teach is options based on stock market.
How much money have you made in the stock market?
In the stock market, I made about $500,000 last year.
Damn.
On top of the money that I've already made in business and e-com.
$500,000 stocks.
In options, it kind of varies. I've made about $100,000 in options.
Nice.
Because the thing is like options get you the money, but the real value is when you have that big money and you put it to work. Because you don't got to work as hard. Like options are great to run it up. But after a while, you don't want to be having to day trade all the time. And so I got a large sum of money. I put it in some great undervalued stocks like Warren Buffett taught me to do.
Okay.
They doubled in value, and so now you take an account that's $500,000 and it turns into $1 million account. But options, it allows you to take $1,000 and turn it to $100,000. And so that's the beauty, is you can get in for a lot lower price point and grow it, because the value in options is the leverage.
Yeah.
Each option contract is 100 shares. And so the benefit of real estate is leverage. People get in because they can get an FHA loan, they can get no down payment loans, they can get all that stuff. And now you're controlling an asset worth $200,000, you only put $2,000 into it.
Yeah.
Now options are the same way. The only difference is options have a timeline. And so there's an expiration date on your contract. And so if that move doesn't happen within the next, whatever your contract is, then you actually could lose your money. So that's a downside.
It's risky.
It is risky.
It's risky. If you need people to see you, I can help you out with that. I'm Hatchett. I've created an amazing online presence over the past decade. Over 1 million plus views on YouTube, 100,000 plus subscribers and followers via social media, Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff combined. I'm helping you get in front of them. Look, stop trying to build everything on your own. I'm going to build my own audience. I don't need anybody else's stuff. Smart people leverage other people's stuff. Smart people leverage other people's stuff. Why? Because it takes too much time to do it on your own. So I'm going to help you out. If you have a product, a service, something that you need to get in front of people, I have a few amazing offers for you. One, if you don't want to be seen, fine. I'll just add you in my podcast, on my ongoing podcast, a commercial slot for you. I'll do the heavy lifting. You just send me the materials. Or I'll bring you on in person or virtually for you to promote your product in front of my audience. So send me a message. Promo today, Sunday. Lock it in from now to the rest of the year. I'm giving you a great steal. DM me. Let's do it. Say, Dre, it's time to get to work. Peace. How did you become the options guy in the Black community?
You know, I got lucky. I'm not even gonna lie. I got lucky. And I tell people this because I just started creating content. So it started with you. I probably wouldn't even thought I could teach a course if Andre wouldn't have said like, hey, I want you to teach this class. And so
And to your credit, you were doing, what does Gary Vee call it? Jab, right hook? You went all in on other people's podcasts, other people's platforms. You just taught your knowledge either low cost or free for years. Right. So you helped me out, and I appreciate that, but you were just, yes.
It's like the Grant Cardone method and the Gary Vee method combined.
It works because it gets you in the door and you develop a name for yourself, and then you could branch it off and do your own thing. Okay, so Alex, how did you become that guy known for that?
Well, to that point, I think that's important because I think a lot of times people try to rush the process.
Yeah.
They're like, I need to get there in a year. And like, so success can come into in a year, but it might not come into that first year. You might be grinding for like 3-4 years and you hit that year and it's like, okay, boom.
That's usually what it is.
Because it's like 2020 was that year for me, but I've been grinding since
And
forever.
it just clicked.
I've been grinding since forever. And so for me, I started just creating content. So I created one course, and I created another course, and I started thinking of different things I knew. And so I think a lot of people, they take for granted what they know, and they don't want to package it up, record it, and put it out to the world.
They're scared.
And so I started doing an inventory of all my knowledge. I was like, okay, well, I made a good amount of money. I made like $20,000 trading options. I was like, that's kind of cool because most people don't have $20,000 liquid. So I was like, all right, let me create a course that says how I learned how to make $20,000 trading options. That's it. It didn't say how you can get rich trading options. It wasn't how you can get retired trading. It was just how
it was what you knew.
Right? And so like the guy from the Port Black Colleges, he's like, you don't have to do anything that's like super crazy. It just has to be like, I forget the word he used, but it has to be like something notable.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are like, if I'm not better than Terry, I'm not dropping a course. If I'm not better than Wall Street Trapper, I'm not dropping a course. If I'm not better than all these people, I'm not dropping a course, and that's a mistake.
Huge mistake.
And so
your audience, I'm in the course creation business as well. Links below. Your audience are people who have done less than you. That's your audience. That's it.
And that's a lot of people.
So if someone had made 50 grand in options, that might not have been in your audience at the time. Right. But someone who's made 5 or 0 or 15, that's your audience.
Exactly. And that's the gem, because you have to realize, like, there's more people that don't know what you know than that do know what you know or know more than you know.
That's
like
cool.
We can name on our hand. I just did.
Yeah.
The 2 people that are most notable for stock options or stocks in general on the internet. There's
Terry
2 people.
and Wall Street, yeah.
There are billions of people on the internet. Billions of people. And what's cool is sometimes people will take that course and take your course too.
Yeah.
And so just because somebody else has a course out there doesn't mean they're not going to buy your course as well. People
Totally.
buy your courses all the time. People buy all my courses. And then you get to run into random people. Anywhere in the world I am, I'm going to run into somebody who's like, I took your course.
Yo, I listened to your podcast. Yeah.
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 So like you're actually robbing the world of your value by not producing your value and not putting it out to the world. And so for me, like I said, I just started recording a bunch of content, and then some people would start shooting me screenshots. And they're like, hey man, I took your course, I made my money back the next day. And I was like, that's crazy. And so that became my marketing strategy. You can take my course, make your money back the next day. Like it's a $100 course, $100 tomorrow. Because the thing about options that's different than any of the courses that I taught, like real estate, vending machines, is you have to have big money to get into those things. You gotta have big credit to get into those things. To make money with options, you gotta have $50. So if you can afford to buy the course, if you can afford to open a free Robinhood account, if you can afford to put $100 in that account, $50 in that account, you can be making money in options. In fact, you can do it with paper trading and do it with no money at all.
Practice it.
And so like that was another key to my success, is the low barrier of entry for my customers. And so they could just start practicing immediately.
So here's what you guys got to get from that one is utilize your testimonials, your students' customer testimonials for promotion, and don't be afraid to teach what you know.
Right, 100%. And put more out there than you think. Because a lot of times we see what's working for other people. And so we're like, real estate is working for this dude, so I gotta get my real estate course doing.
No, you don't.
But you never know. Mobile notary, you're the mobile notary dude.
I am.
And so you kind of have capitalized on that market. Maybe you have some competitors now, I don't know. But like that's important because you stand out and you're unique. You don't want to be in that you don't want to be fighting for people who have an established brand presence 5 years in to try to get a little bit of crumb of what they have.
Go all in on what's working the best for you. If you're thinking of what to consult with, what to teach, what to create, what maybe not even your favorite thing, but what are people buying and what's working for you. Go all in on that thing. Have that be your main thing. So options your main thing, but you do other things, but that's your main thing. Everything else, it'll be less posts about everything else.
When I saw what was working for me,
you went ham.
I was like, okay.
And it was COVID too.
I was like, options, there we go. And so like
5-6 posts a day.
Yeah, a lot.
Stories, all that.
And I think that's important for any brand that you have. I don't care what your product is. You got to be hammering the market with your content. You might think you're being annoying, But like, what's going to happen is you're going to attract more people to you that are interested in what you're doing. And if you don't post, they're going to be disappointed. They're going to be like, man, like,
where'd you go?
I wish you had more content out here. And then you get mixed up in the wash of all their followers and all the people they're following. So like, that's one thing that I do.
Go
I
on.
just post. You can never post too much.
Run it up. 35 and retired. Season 2. Todd Billy. Thank you, King.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. The Hatchett Way Podcast, Season 2 is fire. Podcaster, Billy Legend.
My wriststones and flintstones. Touch pebbles, get bland bland. Home killers do hammer dance, leave you right in that ambulance.